Buenos días, Egunon.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome a esta jornada sobre la construcción y
Welcome
consolidación
to this day devoted to consolidation, collaboration, and investment, constructing an audiovisual ecosystem in Europe. Welcome to everyone that is attending online. I am part of the Audiovisual Hub, a project that was born as a consequence of the Spanish government audiovisual plan. Our hub, this project, includes different topics and different purposes that we're going to deal with today. And one of them is to take care of financial instruments. And we are also a hub in the sense that we collect information and disseminate the information and the instruments that the industry, the professionals and the businesses that want to produce in Spain can use. Most relevant is it that we are an open forum for collaboration inside the industry, and we are open to work together with every business. We want to create a European hub in Spain, and that means that this space needs to be powerful enough for production, for European productions, and that's why we want to be a pillar to build an audiovisual ecosystem on. We have a very firm support from the Spanish government, and we have Nadia Calviño here to prove it. She is the first vice president of the Spanish government, and she's also Ministry of Economic Affairs and Digital Transformation. Thank you. I give you the floor.
Muy buenos días. Egunon.
Good morning. I have to confess that this meeting for me is very moving. I believe that the fact that we were able to gather together representatives not just from the industry or from the Secretary of State, but also to have a representative of the European Commission, it's very important, and it shows the commitment that the Spanish government has to this sector, and how we are committed to get the necessary investment to achieve our ambitious goals. Ambitious but realistic goals. And it is very moving for me as well, because we've been working in this project for 4 or 5 years, and it is very rare that we are able to see the result of our efforts online, live. And this is what we have been listening to in these days in the Film Festival of San Sebastián. And I'm very happy to recognize, to see the future that this sector has in Spain and in Europe. And that's why I wanted to come in person and to open this roundtable, this workshop, in which we will debate what our future could be in the audiovisual sector. When we started governing in Spain 5 years ago, we were very clear on the idea that the audiovisual sector was a very, very powerful sector. It's a sector that I admire, I love, I really love cinema, I really love movies, and as a Ministry of Economic Affairs, I knew from the beginning that I needed to support this sector. And the Minister of Culture and myself, well, the Minister of Culture could not attend today because he has another meeting in Cáceres, but he wanted to come. And it's rare that the Minister of Economic Affairs and the Minister of Culture get along well, and I see some nods in the audience. So it is true, the Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Economic Affairs don't relate well usually, but this has changed. In the last 5 years, this has been a characteristic of our government that has helped, of course, that this sector moves along in the right way. But at that time, despite we knew that we were talking about an industry, a sector that is very powerful and is a driver in the whole of economics And it's also giving an impulse even to hairdressers, to catering, to digital technologies, to the textile sector, to many other sectors, big and small. So it is a driver in the Spanish economics. But we didn't know at the beginning that in these 5 years we would come across two circumstances that really determined our economics. The first one was the pandemic. The pandemic caused that everyone was using and consuming more digital and audiovisual products. And the second one was that the economics became something virtual, online, because we had to relate to others through the screen, we had to work through the screen. And so we realized that it was very important to have connectivity infrastructures that had to be up to the standard. And we were very happy to see that Spain had that. We are aware that digitalization is non-stoppable and that we needed to move towards a digital economy. And of course, everything has two phases, and the other phase of the pandemic was the European funds, the resilience and transformation plan for the Spanish economics. Explain how the Spanish economy is growing more than the rest of Europe, because we are able to support ourselves through the economic crisis caused by the Ukrainian war, because we have been investing throughout the last 3 years in the digital sector, and we've been giving an impulse to the digital economy, and you can see the investment data and the employment data. Employment has grown more in digitalization, in information technologies, and the growth is almost 50% of new jobs created in those new sectors. These two circumstances are key because they allow us to take advantage of the opportunity and give a decisive impulse to those sectors and to set some goals, like trying to increase 30% the audiovisual production in our country. And our vision is very broad, and that's why we have come to the core of our cinema industry. We are aware that there are new technologies and new contents and new connectivity models. We are talking not just about cinema or series or television. We are also talking about games and immersive reality and all those new technologies in which Spain is in a leading role. We have the best infrastructures, digital infrastructures in Europe, and I'm sorry to say it so bluntly before a European commissioner, but it is true. Spain has the best infrastructures, connectivity infrastructures in Europe. And we also know that our natural environment is privileged. All international producers come to Spain. I visited India 7 months ago, and I was talking to the great producers in Bollywood, and they are all shooting in Spain. They all know Spain, and they all say that Spain is the best place to have your set because of the climate, because of nature, landscape, history, professionals, because our professionals are very, very talented and they are hard workers. And that makes productions more efficient if they are carried out in Spain. And that's the opinion of those Bollywood directors. They told us if we want to shoot here in India, we need to hire 4 people for one job, and in Spain, we just have to hire 1 person for that job. So we don't need to foresee unforeseen problems, because in Spain we have professionals that do what they say they're going to do, and they say what they're going to do. which is key if we want to attract productions to our country. On top of that, we have an international prestige, not just in India. If I talk to North American producers, they all value and they are all aware of the potential that we have in Spain. And I believe that we have just put in value all those capacities and we have invested there. We have the extraordinary opportunity of using European funds, and we have 20,000 millions now available to invest there, and we want to make the digitalization sector the driver, as I told you before. The recuperation plan, the Digital Spain was passed in June 2020. And I am impressed nowadays if I look back where we started and how we have moved forward. We wanted to have a very clear path, and in March 2021 we passed the plan for the Audiovisual Hub, which is now being reinforced with the second phase of the recuperation plan. And we have several projects and a vision for the future that we will implement with those European funds. And we have four main directions: attraction of investment in digitalization, and I believe that the image of Spain in every international film festival and in the international industry is very good. ICEX is working, Invest in Spain is working, and we are making big efforts to give an impulse to this international fame that Spain is having. Second is giving tax incentives for digitalization in Spain to give an impulse to human capital through formation and digital competencies, and then improve regulation and try to erase administrative barriers, because we know if we get one single point, the hub, where every project can go, everything will be more agile. And so we are all working in the same direction. As I said, we are getting results, and it's easy to see. We have approved the general law for audiovisuals. It is a law that includes a quota for female works, which is very important. And it is not by chance that Carla got yesterday the national prize, the cinema prize, because we have many films with this complementary point of view that is enriching our cinema. We have given different grants for the audiovisual and the gaming sector. We are attracting investments and shootings in our country. With ENISA, we have started a project for startups with 7.5 million. We have reinforced not just with ECO, but I will approach that now. But we want to reinforce the ASRG, which is a company for financing. Then we have another grant for the SMEs of the sector. We have been working at a local level with 25 million for small productions that are not located in Madrid or Barcelona, because it is important to decentralize the sector. And I've been talking to the Secretary of State on how to do it. There is a program in Madrid with a development center for 200 developers, video game developers that are working with the European funds, but also the Murcia City Hall is starting a hybrid center with LED screens and 3D technology. On the Canary Islands, we are working on a virtual study for expanded reality, so that together with the in-situ digital production, we can develop the production abilities. And in La Coruña, We are financing an immersive study to give access to technology for the digital production. And in Barcelona, we have a platform over the top for local communication centered on thematic channels and audiovisual contents. That means that together with the traditional production, what we're doing is we're investing in infrastructures around the whole Spanish territory so that the future technologies can be developed. Internationally, we were invited by the Cannes Festival, and I would like to congratulate to all those who were participating. I think it was a very positive event. I couldn't go myself, but I heard that it was very important for Spain. And now we are finishing up the negotiation for the second phase of the recuperation plan, and I hope that the recovery plan, and I hope that this recovery plan in the second phase will be able to mobilize also loans coming from the European Union. And we are going to create a Spain Audiovisual Hub funds with 1,500 million euros that are going to be managed by ICO. And that's why I'm very happy to see the president of ICO here, because he is the person who is going to have to put that in motion. And so I hope that financing funds coming from Europe will be already in place. In the recovery plan, we're going to finance the strategic plan for the new language economy, which is the idea is that all linguistic corpus, the artificial intelligence, etc., can put in value all our official languages, Spanish and the others, because our technology must be based in our natural language. And Spanish must be present there, because Spanish arrives at 600 million people. And so artificial intelligence can't stay at English or Chinese. We also need to include Spanish. And then we're going to create the audio space, you might have heard of it, to give an impulse to new podcasts, audio books, music, everything that is audiovisual but is less visual and more audio, so that all technologies can get together. There is no radio anymore, there is no audiovisual anymore, all formats are getting entangled. And I believe the result in terms of quantity are evident. The growth in the sector, it's 5.7%, in content 7%. And I think that the Spanish industry is showing that we're having a very good moment, a sweet moment. We are the 5th European country in animation. The representation that we have here in this animation sector in the film festival is great. Many jobs have been created through the series as well, television series, and we are the main beneficiary of the streaming platforms investments, and I can see here some representative of those international platforms. And I would like to come to an end by sharing the joy and the pride that I feel whenever I have a meeting like this, because for us it is always a leap of faith. We wanted to invest in this sector, but we didn't know how it was going to come out. And thanks to the Next Generation funds of the European Union, the results are being very, very good, outstanding from the point of view of job creation, etc., but also from the economic point of view. Since I'm Minister of Economic Affairs, I need to see how the return of investment is, and that's why I am very happy. And we need to focus today on the future, on what we are going to do for the future. I believe that we are reinforcing the role of Spain as a youth audiovisual hub. We are creating Spain as one of the drivers in Europe for this new economy, the new digital economy, and I believe that we are growing exponentially, and we are at the beginning. So let's see what the results are in the next years, because a very important part of investment, as usual, is that results will be visible in a few years. So we need to move forward with a lot of faith and trust, and open for everything that might happen, because we are working in an international scope, but at least our starting point is really good. And dear friends, we are putting Spain in the place to be. Spain is already the place to be. Thank you very much for your contribution, because the collaboration of the public and the private sector is very important to achieve these results. And so we would like to offer you the unconditional support of our government, so that those projects become a reality, not just on the screen, but also in reality on the streets, in our businesses. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best.
Muchas gracias, vicepresidenta. Pues continuamos. Vamos a entrar en materia con la primera mesa.
Okay, so first round table. We are going to be having 3 highly interesting round tables, but first a video. Sorry, I am not an expert, so yes, that's right. Let's watch this video, which summarizes everything that has been already told by the Vice President. Spain is, with no doubt, the place to be. Our natural landscapes, our heritage, our language, the great talent that we have among our professionals, our leadership in connectivity and digitalization make of us a great place for production. The Spain Audiovisual Hub is an instrument that enlarges the opportunity for the sector. For the very first time, the government is putting the audiovisual industry as a strategic sector, generating wealth and employment. The President Pedro Sánchez and the first Vice President Nadia Calviño saw its importance so as to support the sustainability of the sector with more and better financing, supported by European financing, with 2 clear objectives. First of all, the development of local industry, its digitalization, and also the attraction of international projects. Data are there. Spain is, thanks to this plan, the country of the European Union which is offering the best results in terms of investment in content. In cinema, we occupy the 12th position in the world ranking in terms of revenues generated. Revenues which in 2026 will represent 713 million euros. In animation, we are the 5th European country in terms of production. In fiction series, we have generated more than 19,000 employments in Spain in 2021. We are the most important beneficiary of investments from streaming platforms. In video games, invoicing was in 2021, all those millions. And just as important is what still is to come. The goal is to go beyond by 30% in 2025 in audiovisual production. The Audiovisual Hub has already been able to mobilize more than 1.2 million euros, developing 15 great measures that make Spain even more attractive. So this is something new, with involvement of 13 ministries working in coordination at the service of the industry, and with specific initiatives that have been able to move our market forward at the global level. We have been able to improve our financial support, training as well. We have reduced the gender gap, we have eliminated administrative barriers, and we have simplified the regulations. Now it is easier to obtain visas for the international professionals, and we also have a website that offers specialized information on real time. This is the administration at the service of growth and development. This is Spain, that is our brand. This is the present and the future. We are the European Audiovisual Hub.